to my Mililulu corner. My name is BMT Mkulu, and if you see my face for the very first time, welcome to Conversing with B. Basically, this is my accountability corner, and it's a place where I just think out loud. I basically speak about anything and everything that crosses my mind, and at this point in time, I was thinking of something that I thought, oh, okay, I want to put on my platform. I'm gonna have this conversation as soon as I am done with my meal preps. I didn't do them on weekends, and I did say in the last video that I am I am not pushing myself this year. I'm not pushing myself to my own limits. I'm just doing what I can whenever I can do it. But also I allow myself enough time to carry work to the next day if I have to, because at the end of the day, this year we are not about being productive even when we are exhausted. So if you have done work today and you finished that work, and you ask me, but B, I still need to do this. Guess what the advice you will get from me this year? It will always be like, listen, you can always finish off tomorrow. You can always finish it tomorrow. Today you've done what you can. Which is where I think the general notion of why I'm saying this, or why this would be the advice for me, like I did say in the previous video, is that we like pushing productivity even when it is tedious, right, to our own well-being as people. And so I am pushing and I like advising on the narrative of ugangane gangane. Anyway, that's a conversation I had in the last video. If you want to catch my thoughts on that, please go there. For now, we're going to do my meal prep, and then we're going to sit down and have the conversation that I want us to have, because I definitely need to hold myself accountable. No. I've already held myself accountable. I've already held myself accountable. I've already held myself accountable. But I've discovered something while I was doing that I thought it's worth sharing with you. That's what I'm going to be doing. Sharing what I discovered while I held myself accountable. Yeah. I finally arrived at the park. So I did say that we're going to have the conversation that I wanted us to have, and I think this conversation, I don't know if I'm the only person that has done this, and as a result has sort of delayed their own progress or journey, if it's correct to put it like that. And when I became aware of this, I was like, oh, okay, let me come on this platform and actually speak about this, because obviously I think it goes well with the accountability path that I'm sort of redirecting this channel to, right? Because I like looking at things in retrospect, and one of the things that I've always wanted to look at in retrospect was my journey towards becoming a sangoma, being a sangoma, and being one also in the diaspora. Firstly, it's interesting to see the lenses through which the whole concept of being Igoma can sort of change itself to adapt itself to different situations. But also it's very interesting to observe on the other side the amount of crippling effect that fear has when it comes to us as people, and as a result, therefore, leading to us having to delay our own growth, to delay our own progress, to delay things that we're supposed to discover about ourselves. So what I've done in the past month, or since I've moved to this area, like I did say in the first episode that I made since I moved to Hong Kong, one of the things that I also did speak about was the fact that I'm creatively holding myself accountable. If you don't already know, I am a creative. I've studied theatre and performance, and I've been an active writer, performer, director for the most part of my career, or the beginning part of my careers. And so when I then took to move from South Africa and come abroad, right?
for me, firstly, it was wanting to know what else is out there, right? Like just that curiosity. But there's always been a project that I have had delayed for like the longest of time, since 2022. I remember very well the first time I wrote that memoir. It's a short memoir where I am looking at my journey as a sangoma in retrospect, right? And I started writing as somebody who had graduated, and then I was now a practicing healing practitioner, and just to have like that duality where I am the observer. I'm observing both my current state and my past state. And I wrote this, like I literally wrote this, and I let it sit, right? And then as I'm re-engaging with it now, right? I then found myself questioning, Uguti, what is it about this whole work that I did not pursue it further? Because as I'm looking at it and I'm looking at the work that is being produced, and I'm thinking, okay, I see the decolonial effect that this work can have, but I have not produced it. And I arrived at one point where I realized that it's because I always like sort of thought that it's gonna happen tomorrow, or I'll do it next year, right? I'll do it when I have funds. I will do it. I need to pitch to the NAC to fund my project. I need to pitch to this person. I need to have like a lot of people on board to help me kickstart my own dream, like my own creative ideas. And I'm like, this is it. Like, this is what we do. Like, why do we do this? Like, why do we keep delaying? And I found that as I sat with that concept and I sat with that idea, I'm realizing that, no, man. This whole concept of I will do it next time, or I will do it when I have funds, or I will do it on Monday, or I will start editing next year, or yeah, January, come, it's me, I'm going to just do it. I think that whole thing is a big excuse that we throw in the progress, in our own progress, right? And it is sort of a shelf where we shelve, or we protect this version of ourselves that's living in the time that it doesn't have to like sort of step up to be this person that is needed for that particular thing to happen, right? And I know a lot of people can say, oh, it's laziness, like you are not doing this because it's lazy. I mean, I think when I said with it, I didn't arrive at the fact that, oh, I think we delay these things because we're lazy as people, or we're tired. No. I think for me it came I arrived at the conclusion, or at the decision, where I was like, no, I'm seeing it for what it was for me, right? Where it's easy to shelve, right? It's easy to create like a shelf where you can create excuses that protect the version of you that you are comfortable with, right? And that is in the comfort zone, right? And because this is a reality that, you know, I know the me that is not like, that has written, yes, I've written for theater, but I don't have published works. So this is the reality that I live in, is the one I'm comfortable with, right? But for the published author to step in, obviously he's going to have to come and challenge the me that I'm me now. And so I think sometimes it's just that fear. This is where the crippling fear sits, where you're like, am I ready to meet that version of myself? Am I ready? Do I want to experience myself in that way? Yeah. So guys, I've written and I've added a couple of chapters just so that I seal the work. Pretty interesting. I think it's very interesting. It's an interesting decolonial text. I've arrived at this conclusion now that it's actually a decolonial text more than anything. More than it's a memoir. I've arrived at this decision essentially, and finally decided to like say, okay, you know what, I'm going to shut everything else out, number one. And secondly, I'm going to sit down with this text and read it. What is it saying? What is it talking about? Because obviously, as I was writing it, it's in bits and pieces, right? And also, I'd written it mostly with the uncertainty of myself as an author. But now, as I have edited it and I was working on it again, this time, I've done so from a very authoritarian point where I'm okay with whatever outcome that comes out for it, whether it goes out there and it disrupts the whole fraternity, whether it disrupts academia, I don't care. Like, I really don't care. I've just written for myself and about myself, and I know that, yeah, it's a version of me that I wanted to meet. I've wanted to do this for me. I wanted to get my work out there, and I know and I recognize it as part of the mandate, as part of isikhwama engasinikeza bogogo nabomkhulu for me to have to work, right? Yeah. And so I guess the conversation then that I wanted to have is that maybe to like sort of encourage whoever it is that is on my platform, because obviously if you guys, there's even like 14 of you. I saw 14 of you watching my video and I was like because what do you mean 14 people were watching me and 5 of them liked it? And thank you so much to everyone that did. It matters to me, whatever. But I just wanted to like talk about that. Tuguti, I think it's always a good time to pursue the things that we want to. And also, let me tell you, nobody cares. Like, whether you do it or you don't do it, you are the only one that cares about your work, whatever that work it is that you want to do. And also, if you are going, whether it's going to pass or it's going to fail, you don't know, and the only way that you will know is if you have done it, right? Personally, I've only gone as far as, like I said, editing a couple of chapter, editing and re-editing. I've given it to an editor, a professional editor, to look at it, but from there on, I don't know what I will do with it. Yeah, I don't know what I will do with it, but I'm there like, ish. Yeah, I think it's about time. And I'm shitting my pants every time I think about it. Like, I'm shitting my pants every time I'm thinking about it because, like I said, there's a lot of fear sometimes. There's a lot of yasaba. What if I'm stepping on people's toes? But I then understand, Duguti, some people need to be catalysts that will drive or will open umzila, right, towards other things. And I think that this is what me and this book have done, and which is why it has always been feared. But as I did also mention Kubokoko, I was like, no, I'm scared of doing this work, and they're like, oh, okay, but this work needs to get out. And once it comes out from Msamo, I think for me it's never a question of I will question it, but it's always a thing of I will do it, because in Kulumo say pumile from Msamo, you know. Yeah. But friends, my chat to you is go for it. Go for it. Nobody else cares about that thing, that idea, that business, that dream, that whatnot, but you. Nobody cares about whether you create that YouTube channel, you don't, but you. Nobody cares. Like, people have got bigger problems than you following or pursuing yourself. And more than anything, the person that you'll always be indebted to is yourself. And at the end of the day, what we'll know about you is what you've given us. And the only way we're going to know this is if you have given it to us. But don't let it sit with you. Before I leave, before I go and see this beauty that is my background, I just want to find out from you, what are some of the projects that you're working in for the year? Where are you sort of like stuck? What are some of the things that keep you up at night, like trying to figure out, is this gonna work, is this gonna, yeah, like, guys, also please remember, whenever you come across my video, don't forget to tell your friends, to tell their friends that there's this girl who's on the internet and just speaking and thinking out loud, whatever. But also, don't forget to like if you can. Don't forget to subscribe if you can. Yeah. I unfortunately don't have social media platforms. I can't share my own work. This is the platform where I'm at right now, because this is what I'm trying to focus on right now. But if you do happen to have some, you can share my work there. It's okay. Queen Chansim Nika. Anyway, bye bye guys. I'll see you the next time. Have a phenomenal week. Have a phenomenal time. Take your time. Pursue yourself. Pursue your work. Get creative. It gets messy. It looks messy. I'm messy right now. I'm sitting and filming a YouTube channel where everybody's running, and just as they pass by me, everyone is like looking and like, but also it's because, like I said, you care about your creative work more than other people care about your creative work and what you put out there. We will know you by what you put up there, and if you never ever get to put it out there, we'll never know that this is something that you have known how to do, you're good at doing. Yeah, so remember, it's 2026. It's 2026. We're in April. It's the 4th month. We're going to May. It's still early. There's still time. Tomorrow, you can still do it. Today, we can still do it. In the next 20 hours, we can still do it. It's never a like running out of time type of thing. Anyway, bye. Like I said, bye bye.